you recognize her? The sickly spirit?
No. There was a time I could recall the face of every one of my people, but... sometimes I wonder if gods live too long.
I once felt the same.
Anything interesting, brother?
Could be useful. Looks like that worked. Well, that did it. That's everything I need. Let's return to the Sick Spirit.
You would cure the dead.
I promised I would take care of my people.
You do not even remember her. Nor she you.
And?
Let us return to the spirit.
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
Have you finally come to
We have
know me?
collected the plants.
Could this be? I feel my vitality returning to me. I feel... Freya.
I am here.
I knew you would return. Even as the doubters cursed your name.
Thank you. But it's time to rest. You have earned it.
Thank you, my queen. I am tired indeed.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
Brother, you ever think of cooking meat with those blades of yours?
No. They would foul the meat.
Oh, because of the magic on them?
The blood.
Ah, yes. Carry on then.
Astrid's garden. The wilds reclaimed it. It was beautiful once. The creatures weren't always this ravenous. Ecosystem. It's out of balance. Life returns to the garden. Good.
All is desolation. A fitting fate.
Astrid. No.
This mentions a spell that puts trolls to sleep, and a magic relic that acts as a sort of counter-spell.
The family crest of Henir. Poor man.
Can you see if there's a way inside while you're up there?
Good thing you learned the runes, brother.
This garden still aches. There must be more poison somewhere. Hi. That was the last of the poison. Despite everything, the garden survives. Because of us.
Nothing can grow from scorched soil. No hope can spring from burned roots.
I'd like to go talk with her. Look. The door's held shut by that counterweight. We lower it, the door will open.
An armor piece bearing Lunda's brand. Shame it's broken. Nice bit of work otherwise.
Then why leave it?
You suspicious of her, brother?
If the ore she seeks is important, she would not have left it behind.
Perhaps. Well, that relic certainly did the trick. I somewhat missed fighting trolls, didn't you? Don't forget to grab what they drop. I bet the dwarves could make some armor out of it. I don't think that relic's gonna wake it up, I'm afraid.
I have failed my charge.
There she is again. She obviously
Spirit.
needs help.
Freya, you returned.
Astrid, what happened to you? To your garden?
The Einherjar. My life's work rotted. My monument to your glory reduced to this. I am sorry, my queen.
You need never apologize to me, old friend.
I swore to keep this garden in bloom until you return. To live forever amongst its putrescence. A just punishment.
Well, that's lucky. We already destroyed all the totems poisoning our garden.
Yes, your garden grows again.
Freya, how did you...
It's okay, Astrid. It's time to move on.
Thank you, goddess. I do love you.
And I you.
You've done a great kindness.
A temporary one. The garden will die again.
All things do. That is no reason not to try. You know, I would have beaten you
What?
earlier if Atreus hadn't been there.
Perhaps.
We could go again, find out for certain.
I would rather not.
I'll bet you wouldn't.
Well, lady, I was curious about some of the flora we've encountered on our travels.
And you will remain curious. It's not my job to teach you everything.
Look, I was just asking.
And you have been told.
Oh, you can say that again.
The gate's open. We can head back and get inside.
Freya, something your brother said. The Aesir burned him.
Yes. We weren't yet at war, but relations with the Vanir and Aesir had been hostile for ages. Freyr got it into his head that he could improve relations by sharing our magic with them. Vanir techniques for bountiful harvests, enough to feed their whole population. Getting set on fire was the thanks he got.
It's true. The Aesir were too undisciplined and impatient for the subtlety of Vanir spellcraft. So when things went wrong, they blamed their teacher.
So Freya was a guest when Odin burned him.
Not exactly. Odin didn't mind locking Freyr up. He saw the potential of the magic and wanted to know more than how to improve crop yields. It was a mob of lesser Aesir, bitter and short-sighted, who tied him up and lit him aflame as punishment for the sabotage they imagined him guilty of. Obviously, he survived. In fact, he used the opportunity to escape. But such an affront made war inevitable.
Freyr certainly wasn't the same after that. At least for a while. His carefree ways were replaced with nightmares, paranoia, and lashing out. It doesn't excuse what he said at my wedding, but I do understand where his anger came from.
Despite his actions in Midgard, Atreus does still care for you.
I know. I raised a son, too. It may be hard to believe, but he was quite similar to Atreus at this age. He adored his father, always wanted to do right by him, and was constantly frustrated that no matter what he did, he never could seem to get his approval. He confided in me a lot, sought the comfort his father withheld. I wonder if your son could benefit from that too.
He has befriended the other dwarf. The blue one's brother.
Oh. Well, if Sindri has that covered, I suppose there's no need for me in his life anymore, is there?
That is not what I meant.
That was sarcasm. Mimir, I never asked how it felt to lose your head.
What would you have me say? That it tickled?
Merely curious.
If you wish to derive some satisfaction from my pain, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Kratos swung swift and true, didn't you, brother? I felt nary a scratch.
Shame.
Freya, there's something I've always wanted to ask. What was it Hrimthur whispered to you?
Who?
Hrimthur, the son of Thormur, the stonemason, who disguised himself and built Asgard's wall.
Oh, yes. One of the many occasions Odin saw fit to involve me in a wager without my consent. I wish I could say that was the worst of his husbandly habits.
What wager?
I've told this story, brother.
And now she may tell her own.
There isn't that much to tell. I knew nothing of it at first, surely because Odin didn't expect to lose the bet.
And we'll just stop there for now.
Ah, that's it.
Anything illuminating?
Ah, you found some of my armor. I'll fix it up for you real good. Sure appreciate you finding my orb, though. I am doing this for free and whatnot.
This crest. It's mine.
Right there, left flank.
Nice work.
looks like more of Lunda's old armor. Nearly have the complete set now.
Happy to repair my old armor for you. Hey, you happen to find my missing orb yet, though?
What utter foolish. My soul cannot rest until they are at rest.
Gunhild. Looks like that worked. These bridge supports look sturdier. We'll have to find a way to the other side to lower it.
Now, how do we get up there, I wonder?
We can't. Not with those vines in the way. Looks like that worked.
Such power corrupts.
What is wrong?
I died. And you will help me.
Of course, Gunhild. But to what end?
When the Einherjar came, we needed a way to fight back. I suggested Sather magic.
I understand your desperation, but that was foolish.
Clearly. I was lucky enough to be murdered before my mind could be corrupted, as theirs did. You must free them.
Of course. Say their magic corrupts so ruthlessly. Those poor souls must be in agony.
Then we shall give them death.
The runic word appeared over there. See it? Mecking. We should be able to reach the wedding ceremony.
My friends' souls are still twisted, aren't they? Give them the freedom of death.
The closer we get, the more tightness grows in my chest.
You're sure you want to continue?
Confronting the past comes with a price.
It must be done. I've lived with this pain far too long. If you can believe it. We were happy once. For a time, foolishly believed the peace would last. Perhaps that was my mistake. All I wanted was to protect my family.
There is no shame in that.
I failed, all the same.
On your right! Right flank!
Do you know why I left that night, Mimir?
Only a hunch.
He showed me who he really was. Odin asked me to cast a protection spell on him. The one I used on my son. But the way it drove our boy mad, I refused. He was furious. Throwing every object he could find, destroyed the room. There was only coldness after that. I tried to make it work, but
No one could have lived like that, Your Majesty.
Ha!